TGIF, and welcome to the live. Happy Friday, y'all. Well, today, the lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe for sexual assault has been settled. It has been settled. He got that done not too far away from the start of football season. But before we go there, let's take a quick look at what Tony Busby had to say about the settlement, and then we'll look at a few other things. So, according to Tony Busby, on April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada, making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice, which means it cannot be brought forth again. So that happened today. So that means that there was a settlement reached. If you all recall, it might have been even just a week ago that there was news that the lawyers for Jane Doe did not show up at court, and there was a lot of speculation around that. Some people were like, "Oh, that must mean she's not going to follow through on the case." I definitely did not think that. I thought that they were probably working on a settlement, and somehow maybe that had something to do with it. But turned out what actually happened was that the defense attorney, Shannon's attorneys, were supposed to make the court aware that that date wasn't needed, probably due to the negotiations that were underway, and they forgot to do that, and so it was their fault. Far as there being a day that really didn't need to take place at court, so they released a statement on that just to say, it wasn't Busby and his client. That was on us. So you can see here that people are tweeting about it and just indicating, I'm guessing he settled. Yes, he settled. If I send a gift of Shannon. So it's a lot going on as far as opinions. Pod said this guy trying to cover his loss into a win or convert his loss into a win. Somebody said extortionist. They're referring to Jane Doe. I used to love Shannon Sharpe when he played for the Denver Broncos. This Shannon Sharpe, I don't know what the hell happened to him, but he's off the rails and it's not good. Get it right with God, Shannon, because you're being led by the devil. Okay. Let's see. To have settled, does that mean Shannon Sharpe paid money to Jane Doe? Of course, Shannon paid money to Jane Doe before she went for the $50 million, which some believe she turned up that amount of money she was asking for because maybe her lawyers or whoever is working with her on this whole thing got wind of the big deal that not only was Shannon Sharpe getting ready to come into with podcasting, I think it was like rumored to be $100 million deal. He was also set to take on more airtime with ESPN. So there's thought that that went into her not taking, because before all of this even got into the media, he was offering her $10 million to settle, and she said, "No, I think you could do better than that. I think you could do better than $10 million." So whatever the settlement amount is, we do not know. That has not been disclosed. We will more than likely never know what that amount is. I do think the timing of this settlement though is very interesting, just from the perspective of it is super close, right around the corner from college football season starting. NFL season will be picking up here within a few months, especially preseason. And when Shannon left ESPN, he had said that his thought was that, give him time to be with his family and to work out all of the things, because his hope was to be back with ESPN before football season started. So I'm sure that settling this at this time is probably in alignment with what he's hoping. Now, it remains to be seen if ESPN is going to take Shannon back. And we'll see. I don't think it's a definite no, because of how the wording was used in this settlement. And I think their ratings might have suffered a little bit with Shannon being gone. Uh, so I don't know. I think it's a good chance he could end back up on ESPN. So on Sports Illustrated, they talk a little bit more about the settlement. Let's see. They say Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe has settled a lawsuit brought by an anonymous woman. They kill me with that. This Jane Doe is no more anonymous than the Jane Doe was anonymous during the Diddy trial when everybody knew it was 50 Cent's baby's mother. So it was like, okay. Anyway, they said both sides. Now this is the wording that I think might work in his favor as far as getting back to ESPN. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. So that is the part that I think might work in his favor, or as far as getting back to ESPN. As far as we know, the ESPN attorneys might have even advised him or advised his lawyers what type of wording they needed in order for them to roll him back during football season back on air and have some kind of cover. The both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. So he can definitely go forward with a narrative of like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do the things that I was accused of. It was consensual. Was it a rocky relationship? Yeah. Did we kind of get into some things? Yeah, but everything was consensual. But it also gives bail for her not having to say, hey, I just said this to get money or whatever, because they're adding that it was tumultuous, and think what you will under the umbrella of tumultuous. So it gives space for both. But I do think that wording does kind of tee it up to make it easier for ESPN to take him back. They say again, after protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. I wonder how much money did she get? All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice, which means it cannot be brought forward again. The woman filed a civil suit in Nevada on April 20th, accusing Sharpe of assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, S assault, and S battery. After the lawsuit was filed, Sharpe denied wrongdoing but stepped away from his ESPN gig. The 14-year NFL veteran has worked for ESPN in some form or fashion since 2023. So again, I think it's going to be interesting to see two things. One, will Shannon Sharpe return to ESPN? If I had to put money on it, I would say yes. I think how they worded this settlement and the consensual part, I think that's the pathway for him to get back to ESPN. The other thing that's going to be interesting to see is, will his sponsors return? Because if you notice on Nightcap, Club Shay Shay, all of the sponsors, signage, everything was gone. It's now just his stuff. It's Nightcap, it's Club Shay Shay, it's his logo, which is like the glasses and the haircut, that type of thing. Is nothing, no sponsors at all. So it's going to be interesting to see if the sponsors will now return. I also think the sponsors will now return. It will be a benefit to them. They think, I think the sponsors who left Shannon, and I think ESPN also, are still willing to gamble on Shannon. And I don't think they see it as much as a gamble. I think they think Shannon Sharpe is good money. And I definitely think they are willing to back him again. So all of this is happening again right before football season is scheduled to kick off. So last thing I just wanted to take a quick look at before we wrap up this live is just a few other things that's out on Twitter. And I just can't bring myself to say X yet, but on Twitter related to Shannon Sharpe. And just, I hope Shannon can manage to stay out of trouble with this. We'll see. There has been other situations with Shannon Sharpe in the past where he settled out of court. And you would like to think that he learns a lesson from this experience and that he won't get caught up again. As much preaching as he does the other players, especially young players, about how they need to live and how they need to, stay on the straight and narrow, he needs to take his own advice, because this whole situation that he was in, I put all of it at his feet. I put all of it at his feet. So, we'll see if he learns a lesson, or if this is just one more incident in his history where he got out of it, quote unquote, if you call it that, because who knows how big the check was. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be enough to make him change his behavior. And if it's not, then it's going to be, he has some kind of Diddy tendencies, towards lifestyle and certain things you're into, and you just can't walk away from it, even when it does not serve you. So we'll see if that's the type of time he's on. If he is on that type of time, it'll be revealed. It will be revealed. And like I said, if that happens, I hope it doesn't. But if that does happen, I am not going to feel sorry for him in the least, at all. Not at all. All right. So let's take a quick look at just a couple of things just to remind us of how Shannon thinks about some things. All right. Let's scroll down here and take a listen.
Is the older women trying to shame older men in the picking them? Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
Let's start that over just to make sure we can hear it good.
Is the older women trying to shame older men in the picking them? Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming. Yes, that'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself. Them old young one coming with it. They coming with it, Ocho.
Yeah, they're coming with it. They're coming with lawsuits. They're coming with lawsuits. And he right there in that clip, y'all, he just sounds like an old fool. Just an old fool, like the old man at the club. Like, just why? So again, we will see if he learns from what he just got out of, because he potentially could have lost a lot and may have still lost a lot, because some of those deals may not come back. So someone here, and I wanted to just pull this up because this person says, so the Shannon Sharpe case got settled with his accuser, agreeing the relationship was consensual, but she still gets paid. Now, y'all, this is where reading is fundamental. Comprehension is also fundamental. This is someone else said, Rayvon said, this exactly why I don't jump on bandwagons and fake outrage. Y'all drag people's names through the mud off allegations, no proof, no trial. Now look, case dismissed with prejudice. Y'all owe Shannon Sharpe an apology. That is not what happened in this case. Okay, and I just wanted to pull those two things up because I don't understand why people get so. I don't think they're intentionally leading people wrong with posts like this. I think they just don't understand. Shannon Sharpe was not found not guilty or guilty of anything. This was a civil suit that was settled out of court. The wording in the settlement says it was a consensual and tumultuous relationship. So this was not a matter of Shannon Sharpe got a stamp of you didn't do anything wrong today. That is not what happened today. So that's why when I saw this post saying that the case got settled with his accuser agreeing the relationship was consensual, but she still got paid. That is not what happened. This is exactly why I don't jump on bandwagons and fake outrage. Y'all drag people's names through the mud off allegations, no proof, no trial. Now look, case dismissed with prejudice. Y'all owe Shannon Sharpe an apology. That is not what happened. These posts are misleading. Shannon cut the check today. to settle this case because Shannon wants to go on to his bigger and better things with ESPN. Football season is around the corner. I'm sure he's hoping to also get back his sponsors with his podcast and other things. And I believe he definitely will get those back. But these posts that suggest this case today was settled because Shannon didn't do anything wrong, that is not what happened today. Shannon settled the case. It did not say guilt. It did not say innocence. It said, I basically, what it did not say from the lawyer, we cut the check today to put this behind us because we got bigger things on the horizon and we don't have time. Shannon Sharpe was trying to pay this girl $10 million before she put everything out in the media and in the press. And his lawyer exacerbated the situation by releasing text messages that nobody asked for. And the other side had not released those messages. To me, he made his case even worse when his lawyers did that. So he was trying to settle with this woman for $10 million before it even got out in the public. So whatever happened today, you best believe Shannon cut a check. Now, did he cut a check for $50 million? I Who knows? The dollar amount has not been disclosed. I'm sure it's not going to be disclosed. At the end of the day, whatever agreement they reached it today so that this could be put behind Shannon Sharpe and he could move on with his life. So again, I'm just going to wait and see. I'm just going to wait and see. Will Shannon learn from this situation? Because he has not learned from situations in the past. And it sounds really, really, really similar to somebody else who we just got through with their court case, who you manage to get out of these situations time and time again, and you don't flip and learn. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's it for this live. Thank you all so much for dropping by. Please thumbs up the video. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate your support. There are a few more lives I need to do. Hopefully, I'll get some of those in today. But until then, bye, y'all.